Well, hello everybody. Happy Monday afternoon. It's 5 p.m. Metro Manila, and today's a slightly different live stream. We've got some guests on for the first time, and we have a special guest on who has given up his time freely to come and tell us why he enjoys playing rugby so much with Game On Sports. However, before we do that, let's just go around the table and introduce everybody. So, Jet, why don't you go first, mate?
Hi, I'm Jet, and I'm an avid Arsenal fan.
Which is not a good place to be at the moment, right?
It's not a good place right now.
Cool. And we've also got Owen. Hey, say hi, Owen.
Hey guys, nice to see you all.
And Owen, you're a Liverpool fan for your sins, right?
I am. Another good result last night, so happy start to the week.
And you had fans at the ground last night, right? 2,000 fans.
Yeah, 2,000 fans. Yeah, so that was a help. It's good to see a lot of the grounds are allowing fans back in small numbers. It seems so. That's a positive to see.
Excellent, cool. Thanks, Owen. I know you've been busy, mate. Appreciate you joining. And guys, we've got two guests from Game On Sports BH. Kat, Chrisanne, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Right.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for having us. We're really happy to be here and even happier to see Nate around. So, my name is Chrisanne. I'm one of the co-founders of Game On Sports. Go ahead, Coach.
Hi, I'm Kat. So I'm a rugby player and currently Nate's coach.
Hey, so that's a nice segue to the star of the show. Nate, why don't you go and say hello to everybody that's watching? Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
So
Hi,
Nate,
everybody.
Nate, so tell a little bit about why do you enjoy training so much with Coach Kat? What is it about Coach Kat that you enjoy so much?
I like the burpees part. I like the burpees part and the Mario part. Dun, 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 dun.
So you like the burpees and the Mario. What's the Mario stuff? What's that? You just do that?
Mario skips. Dun, 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 dun. Like that.
With music as well.
No.
Cool. And so, Nate, why did you choose rugby? What was it about the rugby game that you wanted to play more on?
The reason I like rugby is because of the tackling and stuff. It looks fun.
It looks fun. Cool. And what's your favorite exercise when you work out with Kat?
Burpees of the presenting of the ball when I get tackled.
Yeah, that's what you like the most. Wow, cool. Thanks, Nate. So, Kat, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about Game On's philosophy, Game On Sports philosophy, and what you guys do, how all that works.
Oh yeah. So when we start, Coach Chrisanne started Game On, it was supposed to be a camp, right? Then COVID happened, so they had to adapt and start doing online classes. So we're doing the best we can, teaching kids and keeping them active online during this lockdown. And looks so far so good, right? So
looks so far so good, right? You guys, how long have you guys been up and running as a company?
We started. Well, we are officially incorporated January of 2020.
Oh, okay.
But we were discussing. Yes, very timely to COVID, and we were supposed to launch. We had maybe one and a half camps in Decathlon actually in last March, but due to COVID, everyone had to pivot around. So we almost had our official camp and launch. We had a lot of signups already, but things happened, so we had to pivot. And what we did was, like Kat mentioned, we started to go online because we saw that there was quite a huge demand for parents finding activities for their kids. while at the same time also kids looking for activities at home.
Nice. So, what type of activities do you offer? Obviously, Nate's a huge rugby fan under the guidance of Coach Kat. But what other types of stuff do you guys do?
Sure. So actually, our bread and butter is really multi-sports. Most of us are athletes, coaches, some professional athletes like Kat, even have national team coaches with us as part of our team. And the main thing that we're pushing for is actually multi-sports for the young kids. The idea behind it is that we want kids to be able to discover sports at a very young age, so that it's a love story, right? So you want to let them try as many sports as they can, and then eventually they'll find something or a specific sport that they love to pursue in the long run. Well, but at the same time, jumping from multi-sports, we were thinking that once a kid, let's say like Nate, discover different sports and realize I really want rugby. Nate really enjoys rugby, so he can actually just sign up for multi-sport. Then now he can move to the focus sport program. So it's like an ecosystem that we are trying to build. The first phase is really for you to start with multi-sport to discover, and then you jump off going to a focus sport in order to enhance. And in focus sport right now, we started with maybe just 3. So basketball, rugby has been with us ever since. And also we had gymnastics. Now we have around 7 sports. So there's football, there's HIIT, there's karate, there's gymnastics, there's boxing. And I think a couple more coming in the next year, given that there's so much interest from kids and even other sports partners alike.
And you cater for school kids. What's the age bracket that you guys cater for?
So we cater for 3 to 12 years old, actually.
And is it always, and how does it work? Is it a big coaching or classroom coaching, or is it one-on-one? What type of services do you guys offer?
So we actually do group classes, class coaching in general. However, we also do offer one-to-one because we know a lot of parents are trying to find their schedules, and the kids are actually pretty busy now. So we try to give them one-on-ones if they're interested, and actually a couple of one-on-one kids. Nate included, of course, our superstar Nate.
So do we think Nate's a future volcano in the making?
What do you think, Coach Kat?
Definitely a future baby volcanoes, and then eventually.
Excellent. Yeah, Owen, what are your thoughts on kind of the setup here from Game On Sports? What do you see the benefits of getting young kids involved at football or any type of sport, really?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great initiative, and to see how you've been able to pivot, given the challenges with the pandemic. And I guess what are the biggest challenges? I'm sure not being able to physically be there and direct kids as what to do, but maybe what are your biggest challenges, and how do you go about setting a training program for kids when it has to be ran, over Zoom calls, for example?
Yeah, so actually it's quite difficult though. I'm sure Coach Kat can add to this a little later, especially given that she's one of our head coaches for rugby. Internet connection is definitely something that is very important to everyone. So when the likes of like Converge or PLDT were down, a lot of parents had to clamor for like makeup classes, and we had to adjust. Give also the typhoon when that happened. So we try our best to support them. At the same time, I think more importantly, it's about space. So different people have different sets of space in their homes, whether they live in a condo, an apartment, or in a townhouse. What we do is we make the coach adjust to the space provided for the kids. And more importantly, it's all about safety, making sure that the coaches are very, very attentive to where the kids are. Is Nate actually near the stairs? Is Nate near the door? Or is he doing, is he beside anything that might, cause some form of accident? If there are younger kids, we make sure that, there are guardians at least around. If not, we also have co-coaches on the side. So while the main coach is actually teaching, Coach Kat is teaching, she actually has an assistant coach on the side who's actually watching the kids to make sure that connection is good, to make sure that, the kids are safe, and more importantly, to make sure that everything is all in order.
Excellent. Jet, what are your thoughts, mate? I know you're more of a football fan than a rugby fan. Boo hiss. You'll learn the error of your ways. You'll turn around to rugby sooner rather than later, mate. Anyway, what are your thoughts on getting kids involved at such a young age, mate?
I totally agree with it. Just like the previous podcast that we had, you asked me how did I get into football. I said that in our household we had several sports equipments, and we were given a choice which sport to choose. Eventually, I chose football. This is really something great. Instead of kids being forced to play a certain sport because that's the parents' frustration, this is something really great that they get to choose the sport they're going to be happy about. They're going to have fun with. So this is really something positive. My question is to the ladies is, what if there's a parent that comes in, I want my son or daughter to focus on this sport, and as you could see that the child is gearing towards a different sport. How do you tell that to the parents, or how do you convince them to let your child choose this sport?
So for like rugby, so that's why we start with multi-sport because we want all the kids to be multi-athletes. So if you see players like Ronda Rousey, players like Michael Jordan, they don't just do one sport, right? They've done multiple sports in their entire lives, which help them with the one sport that they want to focus on. So that's one of the benefits of this. So we have some students that enroll in football for one season, and then they enroll in basketball, and then they go to rugby next season. So while they're in basketball, they learn ball handling skills. So they'd be good at catching and passing. And then when they do football, they learn footworks. So
Mm-hmm.
they'd be light on their feet, agile. So once they start playing rugby, they'd be perfect at handling the ball and footwork. So now all they have to do is work on their tackling and their contact stuff. So that's the one thing about Game One that's also really nice. They could jump from one sport to another each season, so they can be multi athletes.
Love
It's
it.
great.
So,
It's great.
Jet,
I can,
I'm going to have to challenge you a little bit there. One of the reasons that Nate plays rugby is because of me. So, yeah.
Oops.
But to be no, but let me tell you the story. So we were talking about what sport Nate should play, and I recommended rugby because of what it means to me, right, and the impact it had on me
Mm-hmm.
and my life. However, I did give him the option that if he didn't want to carry on after X, then he didn't have to feel obligated that he would have to do it. Right, Nate? At that point, you say, yes, Paul.
No choice.
But to be fair, he's enjoyed it that much that he's actually volunteered. He's forced our hand and said, I want to continue. I want to continue. And he's developed such a good relationship with Coach Kat. And again, this is down to Kat and her. Look at him. He's got a bit of a crush there. Anyway, he's smiling away, right? But their relationship now is at a stage where he just wants to spend that time with Kat, which for me, as his uncle, is out of this world. To have somebody who's never played a game of rugby to have that much interest in it right now. And Kat, please do not underestimate the impact that you've had on that, because he loves it. He loves it. He absolutely adores it. You know, when he couldn't train because of connection issues or because of the typhoon, he was saying he misses it. So that's just testament to, in terms of how, you know, what a good job you guys are doing and how much he loves it. But yeah, it really is a great to see him come on so far. And he loves his burpees. He loves the Mario steps with the music and everything like that. So yeah, you know, kudos to you and your team. You're doing a great job. It really
my
is.
next question
Nick, right?
is,
You're not kind of setting me up for a fail here. Go on, Jack.
yeah, my next question is, how can
Yes.
you make somebody like burpees?
Good question.
I get cramps
I
just
think-
thinking about it.
I think it's great. No. Burpees. There's a love and hate relationship with burpees when it comes to rugby. It's, I think, one of the most important trainings, exercises you can do if you want to be a rugby player, because it makes you fitter, stronger, and everything. So there's definitely a love-hate relationship with that.
Can I just jump in with another question, guys? I guess considering what you've learned now during the pandemic, do you see this setup in terms of doing online classes as a platform you can use to your advantage post-COVID to allow you to reach more people maybe outside Manila, so you don't need the physical trainers and kids on the ground in a specific location? Is this something you guys will use as part of your business when things get back to normal?
Yeah, great question. Actually, I definitely agree with your point. Actually, we think digital is here to stay, and online will actually be a part of the new normal. If you look at our demographics, we were trying to study the different types of, different locations of our kids. We actually have kids in the southern part of the Philippines, which is in Visayas and Mindanao, who have been with us since maybe June. So we've quite a breadth right now, and we're actually looking even to expand, hopefully maybe internationally, since these borders are endless and limitless, and we have some Filipinos who are actually looking for Filipino parents who want Filipino coaches to coach their kids. So we're actually in talks with some of them now, and we're trying to see if we can build something out. And yeah, we definitely think that slowly we'll have offline or on-court trainings. That's for sure. But I think online is here to stay, at the very least. Of course, we want to minimize the screen time of the kids. So as much as possible, actually, we just limit the number of minutes to like 30 to 45 minutes max per session. But otherwise, we think it's here to stay. Definitely. Right, Nate?
Yes.
Nate, do you enjoy the online coaching? Is that what you like, to be able to have that one-on-one time with Coach Cat?
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
Good answer, Nate.
Yeah, he had no choice, right? He had no choice to that answer. So, Coach Cat and Chris Ann, in terms of people wanting to get in touch with you now, what's the best way to do it? I know we've got your Facebook profile on the page here. Is there any other way that, anybody out there, parents or guardians of kids who are interested, what's the best way to contact you guys?
I think definitely the easiest way is really through both Facebook and Instagram. It's readily accessible. We also have SMS. We post the numbers on the pages, but we think a lot of people generally, chat on Facebook and Instagram. And it's actually Coach Kat who is there answering all of these. She's the woman behind all the messages.
So Coach Kat is multi-skilled and multi-talented. Not only is she a rugby coach, she's also a social media manager as well, right?
Yes.
Cool. Kat, I guess from a rugby perspective, right? Because I'm such a big rugby fan. How's the online coaching different from the contact? Because obviously you can't have the contact, when you're doing it online. And for me, one of the biggest, I don't know if benefits is the right word, but one of the biggest things I used to enjoy when I played rugby was having that one-on-one contact, right? The tackling and the passing and what have you. How do you go around circumnavigating that challenge when you're doing online coaching?
Yeah, so it's super different with online coaching. Especially for rugby, it's a team sport, right? So you can't do passing alone. You can't do a lot of things alone. So I tried to break down everything down to the last detail. So normally with kids Nate's age, I don't really focus too much on like the perfect passing form or the perfect tackling form. But now, since it's a one-on-one class, literally, we have to focus a bit more on the individual skills rather than the team cohesion of things. But the good thing about this, though, is once Nate does go on the pitch, he would be ready to bring his own skills there. So he know how to pass, he know how to tackle with proper form. So hopefully.
Kat, what I like there was you didn't give Nate a choice. He's got to go on the pitch, right? It was a very close question. So when Nate goes on the pitch, therefore he's going on the pitch sometime soon to play rugby, which is something I'm extremely excited about. So cool. Owen, mate, I know you're extremely passionate about sport. Have you got any questions before we kind of come to the end of this that you want to hear from Kat or from Chrysan or anybody from the sports on Game On Sports BH, mate?
Not quite. Is that for? Sorry, my connection is jumping now. Is that Paul? Is that me?
Go for it. No, you go first. Nate, I'll come to you in a minute, buddy. So go on, Owen.
No, I was going to say no more questions for me, but I think the platform that you guys are using and how you're utilizing the challenges of COVID is great to see, impacting people way outside Manila as well. So keep doing what you're doing, and you'll have lots of superstars in the future like Nate here, representing the Philippines in different sports.
Absolutely. Jet, what about yourself, mate? I know we've not spoken about football, but what about yourself? Any questions for the girls, for the ladies?
No questions at all. But yeah, just like what I'm gonna carry on that you're doing such a wonderful job, and it's great that you are starting from the mind and then eventually go to after COVID and everybody goes to the pitch, that they will be able to practice all the drills that you were able to teach them. It is something that it hasn't been done before in any Philippine sports. This is really fantastic, and I really hope that we get to see more Filipino athletes that are excelling other than on basketball. And ladies, you're just simply creating heroes right now.
I love that. Agreed. Nate, before we say goodbye to Chrysan and your wonderful coach, Kat, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, nothing to say.
Okay, no worries. Chrysan, coach.
Hello.
Kat, let's give you the hate. Where can the guys get in touch with you? All that type of stuff. Go for it.
Oh yeah, so yeah, please do get in touch with us. Sports never stops. There's no limits to sports, and we want to make sure our kids are staying active while at home, and also the parents. We actually have parents who join the classes on the side, which is amazing and even more fun when it comes with the kids. So please do feel free to contact us. We have different sports for you, multi-sport athletes. Let's develop your kids into becoming multi-sport athletes, and hopefully they're the future generation to represent the Philippines and even around the world. So please do get in touch, Game On Sports PH at Facebook or also on Instagram.
Excellent. Coach Kat, any last words apart from cheering on Nate, of course?
Come join rugby, definitely. Well, I've been promoted rugby.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know we've had a couple of technical issues today, but I think we've got through it. This will be across our social media platforms starting from today. So feel free to share it. But again, thank you so much for your time. Jet, Owen, thank you, guys. I know we're doing this on a weekly basis. Really appreciate you giving up your time. And Nate, as predicted, you were the star of the show. Thank you so much for joining. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Nate.
Bye.
Bye. I also forgot something.
Okay, go.
When I drop the ball, I have to do burpees.
So when you drop the ball, how many burpees do you have to do?
One burpee for every one drop.
Oh, see? Coach Kat is a taskmaster. But well done. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great Monday and have a great rest of the week. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.